Mola, Team Jun. Hi everyone, this is your Sifu right here, and it's nice to see you all here again. So, welcome to today's Open Tempo session, and our topic today is going to be talking a little bit about something different and actually opposite of what we have been talking about in the past few days. So we talked about like evil God, those evil things, and this kind of like negative side, right? So what about if you die and you went a positive side? Like most people can compare to what they know as like heaven versus hell. So basically, it's kind of like this: you die, right? And usually people think that there are only two ways to go. One is the good way, and one is the bad way. Now, it doesn't matter where exactly you're going, it could be a heaven or a hell. For example, you enter this company to get a job, right? So it could be a nice career. It could end up very nice. It's like heaven for you, but it can also go into a very sour and bad path that ends up not so good for you and it becomes hell like to you. It depends on how you like it. It depends on how you and that place interact, and basically the feeling is going to change. So is the feeling, is it really the feeling that actually changed the property, or like not the property, but actually change where you're going. Okay, so does it mean that if as long as I feel good, then it's going to be heaven for me? What exactly is it like there? What are my choices? Well, here we go. In Taoism, at least here, okay, what we personally experience and also can tell you because of our experience is that, well, when you die, you're not going to go blackout. Okay, this is not true. There's no blackout. There's an other journey ahead. So there are many different choices you can make to make your destination different. But the destination that you can go can basically be two ways. So that's kind of like the heaven and hell, but yeah, you have two way, right? So one way is what we were talking about, the evil god. So you were uh, like you just died and you went through all the transition and all that stuff. Okay, not gonna get into transition again, but after the transition, you might be kidnapped by one of these evil gods that I was talking about. And it's just like you're the seafood and they're the human. They spray the net and grab the fish, right? So you're one of them, too bad, okay? Now, what does it mean by being captured by the evil god? From personal experience, when I go and witness these things, okay, like actually go there because we were working on spiritual cases. And so um, the basic thing you need to know is that it's kind of like hell. Um, it's disgusting. A lot of tortures. A lot of people crying around. It's kind of like the. It's kind of like the hell that you can imagine. How people can, draw it or kind of portray it in this world. If you take a look at the game Dante Inferno, that kind of like underground place is very alike with these evil gods world. And when I say, oh, you're gonna be captured and you're gonna be like eaten by the evil god, eaten is not like, oh, I chew you up and then you're done. It's not like that. Eaten is just like a process of how you get taken over and enter the world inside the evil god. When they eat you, it's not like you're eating chicken. It's kind of like a chess, right? You eat the chess piece, and the chess piece go to your place, right? So basically, you captured it. It's not like you eat it and it's gone. So basically, you are still conscious. So you go into the evil god's place, and you're gonna experience all kinds of craziness right there, because that's what they do. And the goal is to keep you alive. That's kind of scary, okay? But the goal is to keep you alive while draining you, like you're like as if you're a mouse running inside that little circle. And as long as you keep running, you will generate electricity, right? You generate power. So they are like treating you like that. That's a torture. So you need to like always be moving, and like very extremely being tortured. And by doing so, it stir up your energy, and your energy becomes one of the fuel for the evil god's place. So it's like you become a battery. Okay, so that's the scary part, because you're still conscious. You are like not gone. You know what you're doing. You know why you're here, and you're scared and all that stuff. So that's disgusting. But anyway, yeah, when we go there, there's a lot of like very visual stuff. And one of the things that we notice is a lot of weird creatures. Yeah, like creatures. Like imagine you can imagine one of these. It's kind of like in a video game actually. There's like a huge flower, like huge, and the flower is bigger than a human. It's like you can look at the flower, it looks like a building, but it's that big, okay? So it's huge, the flower, and that flower will opens up and then eat some people in and close it up. And yeah, it's kind of scary. But yeah, so that's one of the things, like, it's very monstrous and sci-fi looking. But yeah, it's not a fun place to go. So if you got to that point where you have to be captured, then it's pretty sad. So for us, at least for myself, okay, I won't want to be there. So when we cultivate in Taoism, and we like get all these magic and all that stuff, it's basically like we don't want to die and enter a world like that, right? So we want to prepare ourselves in order to be able to control our own destiny. So we don't want to like go the wrong way. Now, the second way a normal person can go is what we call they're going back to heaven. Well, heaven is basically going back up the sky, and in our definition, the sky is not like the sky, like the blue sky out there, okay? The sky is your pre-heaven side, which is what we call your Yun Sun. Yun Sun is the spiritual planetary body. And this thing is not that hard to understand. You interact with it every day. Okay? So basically, this is how your body works. So every day you stay here in this world, and you will like stay here and eat and look at things and listen to things and interact with things. Everything goes back to your memory, and that energy will stay in the heart. Now, when you sleep, the heart energy beams back to that Yun Sun, the spiritual planetary body, and it pushes those unwanted and like hard to process energy to the Yun Sun to take the load for you. And that's why if you're like super stressed out and you go to sleep, the stress is like is shaved off a bit, or maybe like half of it is gone. When you sleep and you wake up, you feel better than before, because the Yun Sun took the stress for you. So that's your personal dump station every day. You throw garbage to the Yun Sun. Now, at the same time, Yun Sun also give you something you need as well. So that's what we call the Yun Hei. Yun Hei, okay? Now, when you wake up, the Yun Hei in your body will convert itself into three types. Some of it will be neutral, some of it will be positive, some of it will be negative. Like what I teach about the three soul, okay? That basically Yun Hei turn into the three soul. From pre-heaven side, it convert to the post-heaven side. Now you got the Yun Hei in you, and basically you live a day with more energy. And that's basically how you Yun Sun, and you interact every day. And having said that, that is like every day when you push things back up to the Yun Sun. If you give good stuff, the Yun Sun will be nice. It will grow. It will like blossom, and a lot of good life right there. Now, if you are bad to your Yun San, sending up the bad packages, then eventually your Yun San is gonna be very screwed up. So, having said that, when you are dead, you like if you're lucky enough you didn't get captured, you will go back to the Yun San sooner or later. Now the Yun San is like another world, right? So basically, there's another world for you waiting for you there. And in the Yun San, you're kind of like, it depends. I mean, like the whole life, what you have been standing up to your Yun San will prepare your Yun San. So when you're up there and you didn't prepare much, then basically you're gonna be like man versus wild mode. Like you go up there and you're gonna be like camping and trying to find a place to live and everywhere is like kind of ugly and that kind of thing. Some people have a very chaotic Yun San, just like last few months we went to one Yun San of a client, and the Yun San is like a super like dark and gloomy and stormy place. So it's like very dark and gloomy and stormy, and even the trees and everything are looking like very scary looking. It's kind of like those haunted place, okay? Like the whole place is full of like dark forest, and the forest is like the leaves and things are like purplish, darkish color, and everywhere is kind of like very dead looking, and it's very scary. So if you're dead now and you went to a Yun San and you're like, how come it's like that? So even you're up there in the sky, what we call in the Yun San, you are still in the hell. Okay, it's still a hell. And one time I was doing a Yun San recovery, not recovery, Yun San repair ceremony for one of our clients. And this person is having a lot of like hiccups in life and such like that. So the solution was I need to go to his Yun San to fix it up. And then you know what? Once I arrived at a Yun San, there's like a huge, gigantic skyscraper size snake or monster snake that like come out of the ground and all the way up. It is like so huge, and the whole Yunsan is like the at least the area I landed, it was kind of like a desert of snakes. Like the whole place is filled with snake. Okay, and then that big thing come out from the center, and that was pretty scary. But anyway, so a lot of things happening there, and after we dealt with and fixed the problem, we come back and do a report and tell the client what happened. And yeah, we can't really tell him like 100% because it's kind of like not how do you say it? It's like hard to understand. Okay, so we have to kind of round it up and into like a summary for him to understand. So after that ceremony, after that battle, about like 2 weeks later, we were talking again, and the client actually got much better in terms of his issues, like that he used to say he have like health issues and the business go down and all that stuff. Now the health issue is stabilized and the business side is still kind of down, but I would say like, oh yeah, it's a long-term problem and not something we can fix right away, but at least the health issue is good, so you won't be like kneel down and pass out in the middle of the street or something like that, right? So that's good. But yeah, basically that's how the Yuns, and it's like it's every day you push things up there by consuming things in this world, like eating, seeing, listening, and it goes into like an energy form and beams up to the Yun Sun. So if you don't take care of yourself and you don't like treat yourself properly in life, your Yun Sun is going to be like hell. Even you can be going up to your own heaven is still going to be very hellish because of what you have put in there. So it's kind of right to say, it's just a matter of the feeling. But yeah, definitely if you go to the evil god place, the feeling's not going to be so great. So it's going to be hellish. But even if you can go up to the Yun Sun and you don't like invest in the Yun Sun before, it's going to be hellish as well. So it doesn't matter where you go. Actually, it's gonna be hell anyway. So if you don't want to be so hellish in whatever place, you need to take care of yourself at least, and you need to be prepared to die. I mean, like you're dying tomorrow. Okay, have you prepared? You need to prepare. So um, it that's the truth. You need to prepare yourself. Anyway, so next episode we'll go back to talking about some evil stuff, and we'll see you next time. So remember to subscribe, like, and such, and hope you like this thing. So anyway, we'll see you next time. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. 福生無量大天尊。